Well then, here we go. Derby County take on Pompey this afternoon in what is going to be a massive game. It's not a massive game in terms of Derby really, because Derby are quite clear from Pompey in this current position, but it's certainly a big game this weekend. Can see a couple of you in chat already. Welcoming Ben, how you doing? Pompey fans think they're tough. Saw an edit this morning on Bishop on caption 3-0 Pompey, Bishop hat-trick, mark my words. Well, I'll tell you something, Bishop better the fuck not score a hat-trick, otherwise I might lose my head just a tiny weeny bit. Do you know what I mean? It's not something that you want to see, is it? You don't want to see a hat-trick for Colby Bishop against your own team. Now, fair play to Colby Bishop, decent striker, but do I want him scoring goals against me? Absolutely not. Now, over the course of the last 24 hours, we have had a little bit of a takeover update in regards to that of Derby County. We're going to go through the statement and stuff like that in a couple of moments' time. I'll get it up on the TikTok and everything like that as well, so everyone can see what's going off. But it's a very interesting position that we find ourselves heading into. This game, obviously, Derby County, I think, are currently sat in the top half. I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure we are after Monday. Let me go check. Yes, we are sat in the top half. We are sat 12th with 30 points from 21 games. Ajimang Brace, full-time Derby 2, Pompey 1. Do you know what? I would take that. I would absolutely take that. I'm all good, thanks. DCFC Rams, how are you, bro? How are you? Obviously, it's a huge game. We can go and scroll down and look at Pompey with 20 points from 20 games, and obviously they've not had the greatest start to the season, and I'm going to be completely honest, I would say that Messinho is going to be under some pressure over the course of the next few weeks if he doesn't pick up some results, because they're in that relegation scrap. Norwich are picking up form recently. Obviously Oxford are Oxford, but we'll have to wait and see. Up the Rams says, me rants, welcome in, bro. I think we're going to win 2-1. Adji and Brewster, do you know what? I'd take that. I would absolutely take that. Now, obviously, as we sort of look at Derby County over the course of the last few weeks, we have seen a bit of a move in system. I think it was the Sheffield Wednesday game wasn't the first one. It was the Millwall game was the first sort of like change in system where we went to essentially a 3-5-2 with a number 10 and two strikers. And that worked really well against Millwall. I think we should have won the game. But it's one of those where both teams, in my opinion, were playing a bit of anti-football. I think Ben will agree with me as a Millwall fan in the comments. It was very much two football teams that didn't want to play football. So that'll probably stay the same for Derby over the course of the next few weeks. It's what Derby do, isn't it? They beat us, so Derby better fucking win. Hopefully we do. Lewis, you're playing a bit of FM. We might get some going in a bit. I'm not quite sure yet. But let's keep the chat on Derby County for a bit, because we've got a few things to run through. So obviously, with that change of setup, I think we're probably going to see that again today. Because at the end of the day, it worked really well against Sheffield Wednesday, not Sheffield United, and I think that Brewster in that 10 role was absolutely phenomenal. I thought Diaz probably had his best game, but obviously we have to acknowledge it's Sheffield Wednesday. What's the update? We're going to get to that in a minute, Tom, so just stay tuned. As we sort of head into the Pompey sort of thing, they obviously play a back four, so there is a possibility we go back to the front three, but we'll have to wait and see. I had to wake up at 3:30 a.m. just to watch Anthony versus Jake Paul. Do you know what? I've seen bits and bobs of that, and it was actually it wasn't surprising what happened. It was essentially Thingy was given what's it called, free reign. Let Paul run around a bit, and then it'll be simple, really. Want to hear a joke? Go on then, Danny. Go on. I'm scared for our Blackburn game. We have no Aziz and no midfield. Yeah, you'll probably lose that one. Jake kept running. Yes, he did. Carter Morris would beat Paul. Probably. Right then. So, Just give me 2 seconds. Here we go. Right, let me get this up on TikTok as well. What's a drum's favourite turkey? I don't know, but I'm sure you're about to tell me. Lewis, I'll have a defender suggestion. Go on then, bro. You Rams, absolutely. Well then, let's discuss the update with Derby County and a takeover. It should be on your screens now, whatever platform you are on. So let's go through it. Let's go through it. Let's discuss it. Just give me 1 second to get everything all good and ready to go. A drumstick, decent. I like it. Decent. Achipong, that'd be a decent one actually. Do you like Brewster in the 9 or Ajimang? I don't like Ajimang as a 9, but I think Brewster's better in that deeper role. Right, so let's talk takeover. Right, just give me 5 minutes to run through this. Let's talk takeover, right? Because Derby County have had an update over the course of the last 24 hours, which I think is really important that we sort of assess everything that's going off. Now, I don't think anything has changed in regards of what we already knew. I'm going to be completely honest. I think the score will be 4-0, I think I said in my preview. But let's run through this. Give me a second. I'll get to your chats in a minute. I'll die on this hill. Derby would do better in the Pro if they had Forest squad. Completely agree. Right. So, let's get into it. Right. I'm just going to ignore chat for a second because otherwise I'm just going to keep getting distracted. I am. So Derby County have put out a statement over the course of the last 24 hours, which was published to BBC Radio Derby in regards to takeover news and all that sort of jazz. Obviously, there's been a lot of talks over the course of the last few weeks. If we go back to the summer, you had rumours regarding Arthur Blank. You've then had Andy Appleby pop up. You've had... who else has popped up? Mike Ashley again, James Board. There's so many different situations that have popped up over the course of the last, 6 to 7 months. So I just think it's really important we go over what has been put out by Derby County in regards to the football club and where things are going in regards to that. So it was put out yesterday, as you'll see on screen, whether you're on TikTok or YouTube, it will be on the screen, that David Clowes has declared that he will remain committed to the club, and that the club can continue to operate in line with its current plans until investment is in place, and the ambition of getting to the Premier League remains the same whether David Clowes has investment or whether he doesn't, which is obviously sort of huge, right? Now, obviously, he was asked about the speculation around investors, but as to be anticipated, right, he's not going to say anything. So we sort of do need to sort of keep it very open and honest that we're going to be very sort of slow in terms of news actually coming our way in terms of getting stuff until we're close to things being done. We've seen before with Eric Alonso, Chris Kirshner, the Sheiks a couple of years ago, that you need things in place before you start putting things out, because otherwise you just end up in the bin a little bit. So we're sort of in that position right now where there's parties at the table, but certainly nothing is being sort of put out there and nothing is being published because there's nothing really to publish yet because nothing is done. So we're sort of in a position where we're not really got an update, but it is a little bit of an update. Now, in terms of what David Clowes is wanting, he wants Derby County to keep the integrity. He wants to keep the ongoing progress that we've had over the course of the last few weeks, last few years really, and he wants to continue that stability. And that is only going to happen with the right investor. So we need to be very careful with that. But the club is going to aim to progress towards the Premier League anyway, which I think is the most important thing here. David Clowes being in charge isn't going to stop us trying to make that progress. It's ultimately not going to be the most beneficial thing in the world because ultimately it's not as rich as some other owners in the division, but we're certainly working in line with where we're going. Now, obviously, David Clowes sort of puts together in this sort of statement that he understands the anxiety regarding the fans and things like that at the moment. Thanks for the super chat, Ben. Really do appreciate that. I'll get to all your chat messages in just a second. Thank you for that, mate. So as much as there's anxiety around it, we've got to make sure we do the right thing. It'll definitely help the takeover, Ben. 100%. Top man. But yeah, so as much as we are in this position of trying to get a takeover done and things like that, we've got to make sure it's the right owners, right investors and things like that. And for David Clowes, he sort of wants majority investment. He wants to keep himself within the group, within Derby County, which we already do know. But the most important thing about that is that he is saying that he doesn't believe that him keeping a role at the club, whether that be chairman or some decision-making capacity, he says that isn't holding up any deals, which I think is massively important. Now, obviously, as Derby County have been growing across the course of the last, let's say, 2 years since returning to the Championship, we always knew the first year getting investment was always going to be difficult because of you've obviously got that situation where you could go down, which puts you back in League One. The revenue completely changes. And we spent a decent amount of money last summer to be able to put sort of a Championship team together. Whereas this season, obviously, we look a little bit more secure. 30 points from, 21 games? I think it took us till February to hit 30 points last season. So we're in a much better position than we were 12 months ago. I do believe, and I've said this for a while, I think that David Clowes will probably sell up come the end of the season. But I think that anything potentially holding it up is more to do with performance on the pitch and potential investment that will be needed until the end of this season at this point. Now, obviously, there is going to be a lot of discussions in regards to what David Clowes is doing with the football club, and I think we all agree that he's doing a wonderful job at the moment. But what we've got to be open and honest about is that we all know, and he knows, that he doesn't have that financial backing to be able to push this club to where it wants to be in the future and where he's aiming for the club to go and where Eustace wants to take the club and the players at the club want to be. Like, I'm not being funny. Sondre Langas wants to be a Premier League player. You look at players like Agyemang want to play in the Premier League. That's what they want, and they're only going to get that with the club getting the right amount of investment. So we are sort of teetering on the edge of being in a perfect position for having investment, but at the moment that investment just isn't quite here. Now, I thought it would happen over the summer. Once we stayed up, I thought it would go through. I thought everything would happen, but it didn't. So I think the situation we have now is get through the January window with David Clowes, and I think then come the summer, hopefully we've stayed up, maybe hit the playoffs, which would be absolutely massive, and that opens the door to even bigger takeover parties. And the right thing for me is that we all know David Clowes wants to stay on because he wants to keep an eye on the club. He doesn't want the situation that happened with Mel Morris to happen before. As Richard has said in the comments, he thinks David Clowes will sell up at the end of the season, but he will stay on as part of the board. Now, that is exactly what I am anticipating will happen. I'm not going to lie, because I just think it's the right thing to do, if that makes sense. I think there's a lot of people having their own thoughts about David Clowes in the position, and I've always given my take on it as well, that I think David Clowes is a little bit sort of in need of a bit of footballing help. I think many people will agree on that as well, but we're certainly in a much better position than we was 12 months ago, and we look a lot safer. But obviously, in regards to being safer, you have to discuss the fact that we was very much in this position a year ago where we was very stable and it all went downhill. So we've got to be very careful with the position that we are in. Now, let me get to some of your chats about takeovers. So Appreciate the follow, triple threat. So David Clowes needs a statue. Completely agree. Saved the club when nobody else, well, I say nobody else was willing to do so. Nobody else was willing to pay what was needed. We're very much in a good position with David Clowes. I hope he just sells 49% so he keeps control. He's a legend. Yeah, do you know something? I agree. Completely agree. He is a legend and he deserves every bit of praise that he gets. I will sometimes give David Clowes a bit of stick because I do sometimes think that we make some silly decisions in regards to the way we move as a football club, but ultimately I know that it's all in regards of Derby County going in the right direction, so we have to appreciate that. Where did you find the letter? It was posted by BBC Radio Derby yesterday, I believe. So what's cracking off? So Derby County released a statement in regards to takeover news yesterday, but I just wanted to get through all of that. We'll go back to talking about the pre-match now, but I just wanted to get through that. So if you sort of have enjoyed that, hit like, hit subscribe, blah, blah, blah. Let's get back to talking about the game. Right then, so let's focus on talking about the game. Obviously, if you have any questions about that, takeovers or anything like that, we can chat about it. We can obviously just drop your questions in the comments, but it's certainly a position that we've been in. But yeah, as you say, DCFC Rams, just let me talk. I needed to get that out. I needed to say what I needed to say. But we're in a decent position. That's the most important thing. Right, let me go through some of the comments that I've missed then. I reckon Derby 1, Pompey 2. I've got Derby winning this one quite easily, 3-0 or so. Pre-match thoughts. I think Derby should be by far the best one. The best one for this one. Score predictions, 3-0. Yes, I will. I think I said 3 or 4-0. I'll be at the game. Who's our assistant manager? I think it's Keith Gardner, I believe. He's making the club be as competitive as possible without putting ourselves in danger. Yes, 100%. It's a lot to do with investments, correct? Yes, 100%. If we can get investment, we'll easily be pushing playoffs. Like, look at where we are now. We're like 3 or 4 points off with no proper sort of investment. Appreciate the subscribe, Alpha. Welcome in, bro. Welcome in. Come on, boys, what are you thinking? We're going to absolutely batter Pompey. That's what I'm thinking. In January, what are we looking for? Left wing back, centre mid, and I bet we'll look for a striker as well, if I'm completely honest. But obviously, we've got to get players out the door first. We have. Hopefully, it's like our last result at home. It's Portsmouth. Fingers crossed. We played Pompey around the same time last year and battered them. So, guess what happened at school today? Go on then, let me know. Any news on Jack Diamond? Jack Diamond is very much a player who, a few years ago, if I remember rightly, he tore us a new arsehole when he was playing for Lincoln. He was probably probably the best player on the pitch that day. Would I like to see him at Derby County? I'm not entirely sure. Do I think that he's got the quality to step up? I certainly think there's an ability there, but we're sort of going to have to wait and see sort of how that develops. It will be interesting. Who are you going with? My granddad. It'd be fucking massive to get a 4-0 win like this time last year when we battered their proper club. Though. Yeah, exactly. I really hope we can get that win on the board and a big win as well. But we never know, do we? How you doing, Tom? Vembriatan Diaz is the best player we have. Could be the greatest ever player. By far, the best player I've ever seen in a Derby shirt. I'm going today to the match. Love that, Ashton. Can we all agree Diaz needs to leave? He probably will. How you doing, Tom, bro? I'm going today. Hope it's not boring. I don't think it will be. Appreciate the follow, Ashton. FM and signing Ashley Pong. Yeah, he played against Messi. Yeah, Wembley incoming. Who knows? Who knows? My score prediction is 3-1 Derby. Brewster, Adjumang and Clark to score would be a great result for Christmas. Yeah, I'd love that. You got in a fight. Don't be doing that, bro. You'll get yourself in trouble. Appreciate the follow, Jack. I went to Sheffield Wednesday away with Derby. It was just Wednesday being shite. Yeah, Wednesday was shite. Wednesday were awful. They essentially, we could have scored like 4 or 5 off their mistakes. Will Coventry fumble or go all the way? It's interesting. I want to make a video about it after Christmas during the January window for the EFL channel. 3-1 score, concede a silly goal, wouldn't surprise me. Whoever has just said that about BBD being the best has clearly never seen Jackson play. Do you know who he hasn't seen play? Ikechi Anya. What a player. 1-0 Derby, says GP. Clark to score. I'm assuming that means Matt Clark, but we'll just clarify. Sorry, guys. Think Colby Bishop will score for them and do the bow and arrow celebration. He's a Forest fan. He always seems to score against us, does Colby Bishop. I hope he doesn't do it today, though. Jackson was rubbish. Jackson is very rubbish. Do you know what, right? Now, anyone you really want to join in Jan, I'd really like Harry Amass. I'd really like, I don't think we will, but I'd really like us to take a look at Charlie Savage from, I think he's still at Reading. But I don't think we'll go for Savage. Amass is more of a possibility. It wasn't my fault he started on me. Fair enough. Oh, go on, Freddie. I've not seen you in a while, bro. How you doing, my friend? I'm not sure if you've noticed, Freddie, but I've changed the stuff on Twitch, so you pop up right at the top. Give you the praise that you're deserved for being an absolute goat. Lewis, you're asking for an editor? Yes. I'm looking for... Oh, yeah. As we've got some people in chat, I'm looking for people who are willing to, at the moment, edit for free. But in the future, it could be a lot better. Go on, Freddie, with a gifted sub. Go on, kiddo. Appreciate that, bro. Really do appreciate that. But I'm looking for someone who... You fired the other one? No, I've not fired. I've only got one editor, and he's only done one video. He did my AFL channel. He did the video on my AFL channel. But I'm looking for editors who can sort of go through like my streams and stuff. Maybe do my F1 content. Maybe do like my Derby Digest stuff. Because if I can just focus on doing the best possible videos, it'll be better, and the videos will be better and stuff like that, but we will see. Going off topic, thoughts on AJ versus Paul last night? Not shocked. Not shocked at all. I get the impression that there was a situation where AJ had to let him do so many rounds. Are you going to say yes, I'll be there? Jake Paul's right, he wasn't, bro. Score prediction, I think I said 3-0 in my AFL prediction video. Who is your editor? It's a guy called Jack. He emailed me like when I first started. Freddie's working till Tuesday. Unlucky, bro. Unlucky, bro. That's all I have to say. I'll be working all through Christmas anyway, streaming and stuff. But when it comes to Jack's been doing my AFL, he did my AFL video from the other day, which has actually been unbelievable. It's performed unbelievably well. And he's going to keep doing the AFL ones. But I'm looking for my other channels, like for the gaming channel, for my F1 channel and my Derby Digest channel, because then I can focus purely on the videos. I'm not worried about doing like the thumbnails and stuff, because obviously like thumbnails can be quite simple once the topic is sorted, do you know what I mean? So that's sort of my situation. As much as Jake has changed, but respect, yeah, 100% respect. I respect him for getting in the ring with AJ. Like, I'm not being funny. I'll be honest, I always knew it wouldn't be as quick as we anticipated because of the situation that we know with Jake Paul, but he's broke his jaw. So, Lewis, do you need thumbnail designers? Because I know a good person who could do that, ChatGPT. Yeah, I don't need thumbnail designers. How long are you live for? Probably another half hour, 45 minutes-ish. How you doing, Minecraft Informer, bro? Where is their Halfords in Derby? Pride Park, bro. Next to, opposite the McDonald's on Wyvern. Opposite Boots and Go Outdoors. It's near the Costco, I think. I don't know why I'm saying I think. I know it's there. Please play a bit of FM. We're just chatting shit at the moment, bro. We are. But I really would cheers for the 3 points. Who do you support, Harry? Who do you support, Harry? That is a big question. Let's take it. He's a Stoke fan. Fair thoughts. Welcome in, bro. Scorers. Brewster, Ajimang, Bobby Clark. It'll be really interesting when Stoke end up finishing bottom half this season, won't it? Fuck's sake, what time is the Derby game? 3, bro. It's a special day today, a year today since Caden Jackson scored a goal. Fucking hell, that's a while. San Lewis, if you go into the game on the 4th minute, we're clapping for my best friend Owen Winter, who lost his long battle with cancer. Please, everyone, if you go in, it would mean so much. Yeah, I'll definitely get involved. I think I've seen that popping about the last 24 hours or so. So yeah, we'll definitely get that done. Morning, Tyler. How you doing, bro? Traffic will be shit. It will be. Actually, that give me. Just go to the game, bro. 4-0 win today. Ajimang all 4. I'd love it if he did. I'd love it if he did. Wait, what min? I'll do it at my house. 4th minute. 4th minute. I'm good, mate. How are you? I'm all good, bro. Appreciate the follow. Me rants. How you doing? If you are new around here, make sure you do hit that follow button. Hit the subscribe button if you're on YouTube, and if you are on Twitch, hit follow or follow, subscribe, whatever you want to do. It all helps the channel. It does. It all helps the channel. Are you going to the game? Yes, I will be there. I will be there. No worries at all, Ryan, bro. Hope you're okay, mate. I hope you and all his friends and family are doing all right. I know it won't be an easy time for you lot. Who said enjoy League One? I think it's a Stoke fan. Hang on, I've got something in my eye. Hat trick, Ajimang coming. I'd love that, you know. I would absolutely love that. I say 3-1 today to us. Are you a Derby? Yeah, you're a Derby fan. Yeah, I'd take that, you know. Can Derby go up? Of course they can. Lewis, the kids who play on the field at my school could have given Sheffield Wednesday a game on Monday. Yeah, do you know what? Sheffield Wednesday were fucking god-awful, weren't they? No, it was 27. Yeah. Score predictions. I think I said 3-0 in my predictions video. But if you haven't seen that, go to the EFL channel. Brewster is such a class player. I love Brewster. I think Brewster's great. Who do you think will sign? I don't think there's anyone in particular that will sign, but I'd love to see us go out and get a left-back, central midfielder, go and get us a striker as well. On a brighter note, I'm saying 3-1 Derby. Come on, the boys. Let's hope, Ryan. Let's hope. Hopefully we get a win for you, mate. Hopefully. Brewster is such a class player. Yes, he is. My name is William, and I have a good day. I hope you have a good day, bro. Who do you think will go? I think Nelson, Niambi, Adams are all potentially on the chopping block, to be completely honest. Thought we had Morris, where he was playing against Wednesday, yeah. I think we need Ajimang up top, CBT on the left, Brewster on the right. Do you know something? I don't think Blackett Taylor will be here much longer, if I'm honest. As much as I like him, I don't think we will. Watch the Benjamin Bloom video today saying that bookies have us to finish 16th. What a crock of shite. Do you know something though? If you look at all the data behind us this season, we're shite. Genuinely, we're awful. But we will see. Come here now if you want to play with me. Get the super chats in and we might think about it. I'm so happy to see Craig start again. Yeah, I thought Fozzie was decent on thingy. On Monday, I thought Fozzie was decent. If I'm being honest, I'm not 100% sure. It's just the minute it got forward. Fair enough. To be fair, the 4th minute is actually a really good time to get it going because people that know about it, it will get started so early. And that's exactly what you need. It's not like you're going to be like 70 minutes into a game where Derby are probably in the shit a little bit maybe, or Derby are winning and the game's a bit dead. So it's probably the best time to do it early on when everybody's prepared. I don't think Adams will go, fair enough. We did decent against Wednesday, but they gave us tons of chances. Yeah, they did. We should have scored about 5 or 6 in that game easily. Diaz didn't have a bad... I thought Diaz was decent on Monday. Probably his best game in a Derby shirt. UIS. Up the Rams. We've still got the Stoke fan in chat, boys. Sorry for the late message, but I love you. If you love me that much, there'll be a super chat coming through. That's what I think. Because the only way we can keep doing these streams is with gifts, super chats, super stickers, all that jazz. Obviously, if you're on YouTube, if you're on Twitch and stuff, gifted subs, stuff like that. That'll obviously all help these streams continue. Tomo on the front cover of the programme, so hopefully Tomo and Clark in centre mid. I don't think they'll change centre mid. I think we've done really, really well. Pompey will bring a good crowd today and some noise. Yeah, Pompey are a decent fan base. My team for today, completely unchanged. Yeah, I wouldn't change. The only thing I don't know why you've got Adams in there. Adams didn't start on Monday. It was Clark and Tomo in midfield. But other than that, I completely agree. 2-1 Derby, absolutely. What's the score going to be? I think Derby win this one 3 or 4-0, to be honest. You think Clark and Tomo in centre mid? Yes, I do. I don't see a reason to change it. It worked really well against Millwall. It worked really well against Chef Wed as well, but we'll wait and see. Did you go Stoke match versus Derby? No, I did a live watch along of it though. Ed Dawes said 4-0. Fucking hell, I might need to change my prediction then. I meant Clark in DM instead of Ibu. Yeah, fair enough, bro. Fair enough. Why did Elder not start like usual? I'm assuming just protecting him, to be honest, because we've got a busy run coming up. So in positions where we have the opportunity to rotate, we probably should. Are you going to the match? Yes, bro. Tomo was one of my favourite Derby players years ago and still is. He doesn't stop working. Yeah, I think Tomo's great. Great bit of energy. What time's kickoff? Kickoff is 3 o'clock. It is. You reckon Pompey are bringing that good for set? Probably. IMO, CBT, Selverson, Jackson and Ibu will go in January. I don't think Selverson will. The other three potentially. Ops on Tuesday's match. What's happening on Tuesday? I don't know what's happening on Tuesday, to be honest with you, bro. Don't tell me there's fucking midweek fixtures. That's going to be a fucking ball ache. Although, to be fair, all the games are done today. I got a pick with Tom and Vickers. Love that. Sorry, but my mum has no money. No worries at all, bro. No worries at all. Round 23. There is no midweek games. Arsenal and Palace. Oh, Arsenal Palace is in the cup on Tuesday. You see, this is my problem. I've only been looking at the fucking Championship the last couple of weeks, and we're not quite. There's obviously loads of other shit going on. Let me go ahead and I think Arsenal will win it. I'm not being funny. Arsenal will win it. Let's not beat around the bush. Who's your favourite Derby player right now and ever? Favourite Derby player right now? Probably Bobby Clark. I've been on the Bobby Clark hype train since Bobby Clark arrived. Nobody listened to me. I said he was unbelievable. I said play him in the middle and he'll be absolutely flying. It gives me Mason Mount vibes. You have to give it to him. My favourite Derby player of all time has to be like a Chris Martin or a Tom Ince for me. Might be nice to recall Kenzo in Jan just so we have options. The problem with that is, though, is we have a fully registered squad and Kenzo has to be registered. So I don't know. Tomo is my dad's favourite player, mainly because he's the same height as him. He calls him Little Tomo. I love Tomo. When Tomo first broke through, I was a bit worried about him. I'm not going to lie. I was worried about Tomo. I didn't know if he was going to be... now I'm talking now about the Rooney season. I wasn't sure if like physically he was going to be able to keep up, but he's done absolutely unreal. What time are you leaving for the game? I'll leave about 1, but I won't get there till like 2. So yeah, will be a scrappy game. Yeah, the Palace game will be scrappy. Shall I do a watch along of Palace? Shall I do a watch along of Palace on Tuesday? I think I might do that. Why are you not streaming on the Derby Digest, Lewis? So I'm streaming here because obviously streaming takes up the most time. And my situation needs to be financially viable. I've got bills to cover, and me and the missus want to move out next year. So, next year I'm literally going to be like boshing out the content on all my channels with that sort of plan. Appreciate the follow, Harry. Thank you. Fairs I leave early because where I come from, there's loads of diversions. Fair enough. Fair enough. Let Jackson go so we can register Kenzo. I think Do you know what? I won't be against it. Any updates on Ozil as a Palace fan after Chaos? I think we need him back for. He's not fit, so as much as you want him back, I don't think he'll be playing until at least early January. But we'll wait and see. Derby versus West Brom is the Giant Sea Monster art. My goat in the Giant. Yes. I don't know. Lewis, who's your favourite singer/artist? Mine is Craig David, so underrated. I don't actually have a favourite. I listen to so much that I don't really think I can give a favourite, if that makes sense. Yeah, Lewis, do I watch along with Arsenal Palace on Tuesday? Do you know what? I will. I'm actually thinking tomorrow of doing a pretty decently length stream. Lewis, you live after the game? Yes, I'm going to, while I'm getting the vlog uploaded and stuff, I'll pop on for a bit. What's with the Kenzo hype? He's not even doing well in the Dutch league. I think you'd be surprised with Kenzo's performances, actually, and Kenzo all round. The thing is, the problem with Kenzo, right, is if he came through our academy, right, everyone would be saying he should be starting, right? Everyone would be saying it, right? But because we bought him, people don't give him the credit that he's due. For me, in my personal opinion, I think Morris will be back in about 2 months' time. Morris will be back in about 2 months, towards the sort of back end of February. 25 people watching on YouTube. Only two. Yeah, make sure you hit the like button, guys. Get the likes in. Hit subscribe as well. We have a 12-hour stream coming at 3k subs. So, but I think that Kenzo gets a lot of stick when he doesn't necessarily deserve it. I'm not going to lie. And I think he's a lot better than people give him credit for. And I think a lot of the issues that we've seen with Kenzo, especially at Derby, aren't actually the issues that people are putting forward. If that makes sense. Like, we had the same issues with Bobby Clark early doors as we had with Kenzo. But Bobby Clark gets all this praise, yet Kenzo can do pretty much the same things. But we will wait and see what happens. We'll wait and see what happens with Kenzo. I don't think he will be recalled in January, but I think if Derby County have a brain, they should, to be fair. But we'll wait and see. Kenzo scored a screamer the other night for Go Ahead Eagles. He did. It was a banging goal. And the thing is, this is what I mean, right? How you doing, Geezer, bro? This is what I mean about Kenzo, is that he's got the quality. Now, my opinion has always been, I would much rather have a Kenzo coming off the bench than an Ibu, in my opinion. But remember in pre-season we had the dilemma of Kenzo playing in DM and Ibu playing further forward. Do you know, that's the thing that fucked me off the most, right? Because even though Kenzo was playing deeper, he probably had one of the best pre-seasons out of our squad, and then all of a sudden he's fucking shipped off to Holland. I hope when Johnson comes back we keep Ward in the starting 11. I don't think Ward will be dropped. I'm going to be completely honest, I don't think Ward will be dropped. Ryan Brewster, baby. Yes, go on Brewster, son. Remember today, Lewis, Paul and Stephen were going to the game together. Yeah, do you know what? I actually haven't seen Paul in chat for, I don't know, a few days. Depends if you're leading or behind. Yeah, but that's what I mean, right? If, like, hang on. Let me give you an example. You're going to be live on Christmas Day? Yes, I will be at some point. Let me give you an example, right? If you look at, what's it called? If you look at when we played Sheffield Wednesday on Monday, right? Ibu Adams came on. We had a counter-attack opportunity, right? And instead of playing a good pass, Ibu Adams just wellies the ball out, right? And thingy. Ibu Adams just wellies the ball, and then it kills the counter for me. So I don't know. Even when you're leading, I think having a technical player is better sometimes than having that defensive structure. But obviously, each their own at the end of the day. Hopefully, Paul's all right. I hope so. Trav for Tomo when he comes back. I think if we keep winning, if we win today, I think it'll be a couple of games before anything changes. But we will wait and see. While you're winning, you don't want to change anything. Paul going today. He was supposed to be going with what's his name? Stephen, but I don't know. Lewis, did you go on the march and administration? Yes, I did. I did indeed. Do you know what? I should actually find some of those clips and post them on the Digest channel, really. Have you ever got emotional or cried directly after Derby have scored? All I have to say is when we beat Carlisle and we got promoted, I was finished. I was so finished. I was. You going to get any food at the game today? I don't think so. Not today. But who knows? I might change my mind when I get there. But yeah, do you know something? I fucking love Derby County, right? But we don't half make some silly decisions. You know, we don't half make some silly decisions. But we will be. We will be in a decent place come the end of the year for me. So it'll be interesting to see. It will. I have started posting. I have made. Can you get all your goal reactions from all your watch songs for a shot? Yes, they will all be being posted over the course of. They should all be posted by the start of January. What's your favourite Christmas film? Alf. Can you show Kenzo's goal? I'll get copyrighted. I'll get copyrighted. Can't beat the classics. Gotta be Home Alone. Do you know Home Alone's decent, but I think I watched it too much when I was younger. I can't lie. I don't think we'll get playoffs this season, to be honest. I don't particularly want us to get playoffs because I think it sets an unattainable responsibility for next year, if that makes sense. So, I don't know. It's difficult. As much as getting the playoffs would be great for the extra bit of money and stuff like that, I don't think it's smart. I'd rather our season be done on the 2nd of May. I think it's the 2nd of May, final game of the season. I'd rather our season be done then and we, and then we refresh and rejuvenate over the summer, rebuild, start the rebuild early, continue to build on what we've got, then get the playoffs, not be done until potentially the end of May, miss out on a couple of good opportunities in terms of the market. But at the end of the day, if we get the playoffs, I'm not going to complain, because at the end of the day, if we end up in the Premier League, you can't turn down that money. Now, I'm not going to beat around the bush. I do think we'd go straight back down. Like, let's be completely honest. We're not in that financial position to do that yet. But if we go up, you can't complain about that sort of stuff, can you? So he is in often, but I don't need any more mods at the moment, to be fair. I've got a decent chunk. I have. So why was Crispy taken off being mod? Be honest. Well, he was arguing with himself in chat across YouTube and Twitch to try and boost the comments and stuff for the channel, which, okay, cool, appreciate it. But then he was trying to act like it wasn't him, and then he started unsubscribing and unfollowing me on all sorts. So I was just like, I don't care. Fuck it. Go away. See you in a bit. But Crispy's alright. Crispy's alright. I think he's chilled now. If we went up, we'll probably end up with 10 points. Exactly. Yeah. We're not in a position to go up. Can't believe that they shut the Gregs on the match day. Yeah, neither. If we made it to the Prem under Clouds, I wouldn't give a shit if we didn't get a single point. Pride in what we do on a shoestring budget. Yeah. The thing, if we go up, that would be the situation. You'd have to acknowledge the fact that we're not gonna compete. Like, as much as we want to be competitive, we would be worse than Wolves. So we would be worse than Wolves. And also, if Greg's was open, then it would make more money than the club. Because obviously the food inside the stadium and stuff is quite spenny. Can be quite spenny, to be fair. So everyone would just go to Greg's. It would ruin everything. It would ruin everything. So, Oh, I'm dying here. I am dying here. Hopefully not, though. Hopefully I survive. Hopefully I do survive. I've just been sent a snap. Snap of the chats. Oh. Do you know what? Do you know what? I did not know that you could get on TikTok on desktop. How did I not know that? How did I not know? Apparently somebody got punched at Greg, so they closed it down on match days. I don't think it's... I don't ever remember it being open on match days, to be honest. Lewis, in my class at school yesterday, we made a class Cluedo game, made all our settings, weapons and characters using ChatGPT, then played the game yesterday. I was able to bring it home. Stev, I couldn't find the email. Can you email me again, please? Because I couldn't find it. Thank you, bro. Appreciate that. Can you talk through the game on your Matchday vlog once again? Yeah. I'll keep doing that. I suppose people throwing sausage rolls at people in the away end. Everyone should get punched for good. What's wrong with Greg's? Everyone loves a Greg's. Everyone loves a Greg's. I love a Greg's, let me tell you. Absolutely love a Greg's. Go and get me a pepperoni pizza slice. Oh my god. Heaven. Absolutely heaven. I love it. I love a pizza slice from Greg's. One of the best things on planet Earth, let me tell you. One of the best things on planet Earth. What did you think of my class Cluedo game? Do you know something? That'd be class, you know. How you doing, Callum, bro? How are you doing, my friend? Yes, mate, I'll email. Oh, perfect, bro. Perfect. Perfect, son. Greg's is unbelievable. Greg's is one of the best inventions on planet Earth. Like, not even joking. I don't eat meat. Greg's vegan sausage rolls give me... Unlucky, bro. How you doing? I'm assuming that's Preston North End Jeff. That's what I'm assuming by that name. I am. You're all in the wrong chat, though. Do you know what? I'm going to stop doing portrait streams. Portrait streams make me about a penny. Whereas if I got those portrait views on the mainstream, I'd be rolling in it. Obviously I wouldn't, but you know what I mean. What is your favourite rude chant? I don't know. Do you know what? I actually think some of the chants are a bit shite, you know. I can't lie, I hate Greg's pizza. I don't know why, it just tastes so bready. No, I get what you mean. I get what you mean. Do you know, for just like a midday snack, you know what I mean? Like, me and the missus will, she walks this dog called Stanley, right? We'll go and walk Stan, and then we go to the Greg's nearby to where the dog lives, and oh my god, like it's the worst thing in the world because we can go and spend 10-20 quid easily. Google Greg's pubs, they have them. Really? Imagine getting suspended from the ground for throwing a pepperoni pizza. Don't even get me started. I love a pizza. We're Derby lads, we should be saying about Birds, not Greg's. Yeah, but do you know something? I don't think Birds is on the level of Greg's. I'm really sorry, I just don't. It's just not quite there. It's not. I think Greg's just takes the biscuit just a little bit, if I'm honest. But honestly, who knows? Who knows? It is a difficult situation between them two. I remember, I think it was in Elviston. There used to be a Greg's and a Bird's next to each other. I used to go into Greg's for like sausage rolls and like pizza slices, and then I'd go in Bird's for like cakes and stuff. Nad's kebabs. Oh, the missus loves a kebab, you know. The missus loves a kebab. I can't have kebabs. Kill me. Absolutely kill me. I don't know why we're talking about kebabs. It obviously, there's obviously not much to talk about in regards to Derby or Pompey, is there? Bird's lamb and mint pasties are so nice. Have had them every Saturday for 2 years. Love that, bro. Love that. Right then, we're going to call it. I'm going to go and get some... I don't know what I've just found on my leg. Can't be having bird slander. I miss being able to get an elephant's foot living in the shite south. The Gregs have Manky Tottenham cake, which is like school dinner cake. Do you know, I don't disagree on an elephant's foot. I love an elephant's foot. But we're going to hop off here. We'll probably be back after the game for post-match discussion. Obviously, those of you in the chat, the Matchday vlog will be posted over on the Derby Digest channel, which is linked in the description of this live stream. And it's in the description of every single video. So make sure you head on over there. I do actually need to update my description for the Championship channel and the F1 channel, but we'll do that another day. But yeah, if any of you do know any editors or anything like that, send them my way, because it would massively help with the content. But thank you so much for being here. We'll say goodbye to TikTok first. I'll see you later on TikTok. Hope you all have a good day. And I will catch you after the game. And then we will say goodbye to those of you on YouTube and Twitch. Thank you so much for being here. Has the F1 channel got a new name? Yes, it has. It is now called The Formation Lap. It is. And we're going to start from January 1st. I've set myself targets. I've set myself some goals, and I'm gonna stick to it. From Birds, enjoy the game. Come on, you Rams. Absolutely, bro. Hope you have a good day. But that is it from me. I will catch you later on. Have a good afternoon. Hopefully Derby County win. Goodbye for now. Bye-bye, guys.